Hi, it's Peter with the Band Time Warp, and we're here today showcasing another beautiful light that will add to our arsenal of lights for our shows. So the company Betopper's reached out to us and asked us if we would review one of their lights, and so one of the lights we chose was the 7x40 RGB 4-in-1. It's a zoom, a beam, a wash, and a BI. And what's really cool is the lights that we have used before. We have par lights, we do have moving headlights, we do have gobo lights, but we have never been able to have a light that is like this beautiful thing, which is a bee's eye light, as they call it. And what you'll see when we get to kind of showcasing the light is, it's really cool. It will do beams, it will wash a stage. It has a zoom function, so you can go through all of that. But the neatest thing about this light, and the most incredible thing, is, again, the way it's designed is you actually have 7 different lights that a center one will beam straight and the other ones will beam out into different angles. And it has added an incredible, a really cool effect to our shows. We've so far used these up front, a lot of times at the front of the stage, to be able to shoot out into either, if we're outdoors, into some trees, things like that. If we're indoors, it may go on to like some ceilings, but it has added a really, really cool effect to what we've been doing. So really appreciate Betopper's working with us to, kind of partner with us to send us this light. Let's go over some details about what this light has in it. So we'll find out what comes in the box. Obviously, the lovely manual that nobody reads, they just kind of see it, chunk it to the side, and all that kind of stuff. It comes with a cleaning cloth, I'm assuming for the lens, stuff like that, which is cool. Little information about the warranty and stuff, so warranty card. It does come with a power cord, and not just a power cord, but a PowerCon power cord. And I'll kind of go over some details as why we love that. I mean, one of the biggest things is we've seen lots of lights over the years that just have a regular 3-prong plug-in, and somebody accidentally hits a cord that's on the stage and unplugs the light, and we're done. With these, they actually kind of quarter turn lock in, which is really incredible, so we love these things. It does come with a DMX cord. Probably the only thing it's a little bit of I wish it was a little bit better, is this is a little bit of a cheaper version of a DMX cord, but I have to keep in mind that these are all already really, well-priced lights in terms of affordable. So something has to give when you're kind of doing that kind of stuff. And then it also comes with a quick release to be able to put it on a truss. Now, it doesn't come with the actual clamp that goes onto the truss, but these are really cool. Hopefully you can see where it's just kind of a quarter turn, and I'll show you where it is on the bottom that you actually put those into. So talking about the light, you can see, it's got a really cool display up front and easy to work buttons on it. And when we go to the back, what you'll see, and again, this is some of the pieces that we really love, is you've got, DMX in and out. You've got PowerCon in and out. And there are a lot of lights that may have PowerCon, but not very many that actually have PowerCon in and out. And I'll tell you why we love that. I mean, one of the biggest reasons is when we go to set up our lights, we have a daisy chain effect. You can see kind of the truss behind me, where we have a daisy chain effect that comes from, in our case, a computer that's running our lights. One power cord, one DMX cord that just goes all the way through the line, all the way to the other end. It's very helpful because there's a lot of times where we're on stages that don't have a lot of power outlets and things like that. So for us, that's a fantastic concept to be able to have. So let's go into kind of some of the basic details of the light, and then we'll get into what I think everybody's looking forward to, which is, what the heck does the light do? So just to kind of give you some basics. Again, it is the rated power on it is 350 watts. It's a 7x40 RGBW, so it's a 4-in-1 light. Color temperature is 2800 to 8500 Kelvin. The lifetime of the LED bulb is actually 50,000 hours, which is really cool. A lot of them that we've seen are 20,000 hours. Does have a full color display. It shows the iris angle is 4.5 degrees to 45 degrees, so you've got a good spread whether you want it to be a really tight beam or whether you want it to wash the stage. DMX mode, well, the control is actually DMX 512. It has a sound control or sound mode, and then it also has an auto mode. And you can do it obviously manually, things like that. Channels are 12 or 18 channels for DMX. We've used it on 18 because we want to showcase everything this light will do. And I'll be honest with you, You know, we haven't had it a long time. We love everything we've seen about it with a lot of our shows. We actually had a show that unfortunately ended up getting rained out 2 songs into the second set. We had rain that was not supposed to happen that night. It was blowing in from the side. This light and one of our other lights really took the brunt of some pretty decent rain. And I know they're not waterproof, but boy, I will tell you, it made it through with flying colors, so we appreciate that. Pan and tilt, 540 degrees pan, 270 degrees tilt. It does have a strobe effects on it, which is really cool. It has other effects in terms of, obviously it'll do wash, beam, zoom, and full color controls and effect modes. It has a windmill and a kaleidoscope, which is cool. And then at the end, we'll show you, product size, product weight, different things like that on it. So, like I say, let's get into what the light will do. I think you'll be really interested at some of the amazing things, again, really cool things that this light does do. All right, so let's go over some of the features that you have on the actual front of the light itself. So hopefully I'm trying not to block this. But if you go into the fixture, you've got a list of things that you can do. First one at the top is the DMX address, and obviously if you go to OK, then you can go up or down on the address to get that where you need it to be so it's matching up to what you want to do. Next down the list is the fixture information. So, got DMX mode that can be a standard. If you come down to what type of run mode you want, then you have an opportunity to either do a DMX, a sound mode, or a host mode. If I put it into host mode, you're going to see this light go crazy and start doing various things on its own. So it's got a little bit of some sound that's going on with it as it's moving around, and most lights do, if you will. So we'll bring it back to a DMX mode here real quick. And you can kind of see as you go down, you've got, things you can do within the DMX mode, whether it's inverting the pan or the tilt, sensitivity, just different things like that. If you go backwards, you can go to the manual mode, and that's just where you can really fine tune everything that's, within the pan, the tilt, the speed, the dimmer, just, you can actually fine tune all of that kind of stuff. Information mode is just where this looks like how many hours it's been working so far. Looks like you can come down to the sensor and it's going to tell you all sensors are okay. And what the outside temperature, what the temperature is that the light is in, and what software version and stuff like that. So, I think the actual display is very interactive, which is really great. So here's what everybody came for. Hey, what the heck do these lights do? So just want to give you an idea. Right now this is just on a white color. These are only at 50%. And in terms of the zoom, this is kind of right in the middle. So I'll give you an idea of, a tight zoom. This is kind of the tightest that these get. Now, if you'll notice, it's not a circle, but that's partly because of what type of light it is. With it being a bee's eye, it's not going to have a perfect circle because it's multiple lights within, this actual light itself. But as you zoom out, this is at 30% as we have in here. You can see it starts becoming more of a circular pattern. Here's a little bit wider at 20%, a little bit wider at 10%, and then this is the widest. And so if you think about how close the ceiling is, these are 9-foot ceilings, but this will definitely wash a stage, or you can tighten it up to definitely have a really nice beam. So I also wanted to kind of go over real quick the difference in the brightness. So I'll bring them all the way down, and this will give you an idea. This is at 25% brightness. This is at 50% bright. This is at 75% bright, and of course, last but not least, this is at 100%. So I will tell you, they are bright lights. That's not an issue. They'll definitely take care of any stage that I can think of. So let me go through some of the colors just so you kind of see that the colors are really vibrant. They did a great job with it. So, you've got red, got pink, and I hope that looks pink. You've got orange, yellow, which is always a favorite, green, cyan, kind kind of a darker blue, and then to violet, and of course white at the end. And so there are, you know, different things that we've done within utilizing some of the features of the software we're using. But, you know, just to give you an idea of what they would look like, let me put a different, you know, color on it. Maybe to do like a blue, and you'll get an idea of, you know, what they can do in terms of some. This is, you know, called Beat Comet, but in terms of kind of strobe effects, they work really, really well with those concepts. I mean, really well. This is one they call a cop effect. It looks like the lights are going on and off. This is one they call fire, which is really cool. And of course, right now I just have them pan tracking. I don't have them doing the fancy stuff that they can do in terms of movement. You got purple rain, I guess, as they call it. So these were some of the things that we've used within our, you know, our show and stuff like that. To exaggerate it, I put them back on white to where I can show you kind of what the strobe effect is on these. And like I say, the strobe works really, really great. This is at about 1 second, and pop it up to 10 seconds, or 10 per second, 15, up to even 20. So, you know, the strobe effect is a really cool effect that these things can do. Let me get some color into it now, because the truth is nobody wants to see whites and all that all day long. And we'll give you an idea of, you know, movement with these lights, so you can kind of get an idea of, they can be very fast. I don't usually have them going real crazy fast in terms of movements and stuff. We do a couple things sometimes where they may just, you know, pan in. And, you know, that's what this would look like in terms of trying to kind of pan together and stuff like that. So to where they're going back and forth and moving and stuff like that. We kind of showed you pan track. So in terms of the movement and all that kind of stuff, got a lot of really, really cool, you know, concepts that it will do. Wanted to kind of show you, and again, this is the biggest thing that I think folks are really noticing about these lights, and that's when, you know, you get to the bee's eye part of it. And so this is the concept of what it does. And, you know, this is to where we don't really have it moving a lot, but you can see how it splits out the lights. And it adds just an incredible effect when you're shooting it off of, you know, as we mentioned, trees or rooftops, even out to the crowd, stuff like that. But, you know, you start throwing this in with various colors. I mean, it can be a powerful, powerful tool. Let me throw some different colors out there to where you can kind of get an idea of what it will do. But, you know, as you're going through different, you know, again, different light variations and stuff like that, really, really awesome, the colors you can get from it. And so you add that with other lights that we've had, and you'll kind of see it a little bit in the videos that we've done. I mean, again, just one of the concepts of what it will do. The other pieces that we've had is to where we'll actually have it going in either a counterclockwise or a clockwise direction, so it will do either one. So it'll go either way. And then it does have a wave effect, if you will. So let me kind of go back to where it's back to a separate, but I'll show you what I'm talking about with regards to the, you know, kind of the wave effect, which is really cool, where it goes between, you know, colors and stuff like that. So, you know, it'll go between, like, you know, here's going through kind of a wave of reds and stuff like that. That happens to be the color I'm on. You know, this is another version. It's called Dream. They go through red waves and green waves and all that kind of stuff. But the wave effect is pretty neat in terms of wanting to kind of have them cycling through some different colors and stuff like that. So like I say, I will tell you, incredible lights. We have very much enjoyed what we've seen them do so far, and we plan on, you know, again, utilizing them literally at every show we can. I think, again, what you're seeing hopefully is that there's a lot of possibilities of what these lights can do. And just being able to have, you know, they talk about how the movement is what creates an emotion and stuff like that. And these lights definitely, especially, you know, being able to go back to being able to have it do that crazy thing right there is the reason why I think these have become a very popular light. So hope that helps with, you know, kind of going through them, and hope you'll watch the videos of the band. We're gonna have to do some other ones as we get to bigger shows also, to where we'll showcase them, but you'll kind of get an effect even with the band videos of what they do for us, and we are very much enjoying them. I would definitely recommend Betoppers in terms of being able to utilize their lights. They seem to be very well made and shipped really well. So hope you'll do that. We'll also have a little way to be able to order them that's in the bottom of the comment section of the video. So hope you enjoyed it. Hope you enjoy the videos.
It'll make things better. We need a holiday if we took a holiday.